So hi, my name is Marc, and I'm basically 25 years old. And before joining ASVA or being an Amazon VA, I was actually a industrial engineering graduate.
Mm,
Also venture out in the BPO industry for 6 months,
mm.
as well as venture out my own e-commerce store for 6 months as well here in the Philippines. So yeah,
Oh, so pinagsabay mo yon while working. Meron ka rin sarili mong e-commerce store
uh,
or right after the other?
it's actually right after nung BPO job ko.
Okay. So, when did you actually start to think na gusto mong mag-transition into freelancing, specifically Amazon VA? Kasi if you have a store, di ba, parang okay na yon as a source of
Yeah,
income. But in your case, what happened? What
yeah.
made you consider? Mm-mm.
Well, there's actually a story behind that dun sa naging transition ko to becoming an Amazon VA. And to start, after nung BPO industry ko, nagplano talaga ako mag-venture out into e-commerce industry.
Mm-mm.
So at that time, yung money na need is around, yeah, let's say 50,000 pesos in the minimum.
Mm-mm.
So I have a couple of thousands of pesos nung na-save ko dun sa BPO industry ko before. And so kulang pa ako. So at that time, ang ginawa ko is pinitch ko yung idea dun sa parents ko.
Mm-mm.
Sabi ko sa kanila na, oy, I think I have a better opportunity for us na sa tingin ko makakapagpawi kay daddy from being an OFW dito sa bahay para hindi na siya work na work. Kasi nandun siya sa pagiging OFW for at least when I was still a kid, siguro mga 3 years old pa. And
Mm-mm.
right now, nasa 25 years old na ako. So, sobrang tagal na. So, pa-senior na rin kasi siya na dito. So, I think malaki yung kikitain natin dito and I think this is going to be the break for us. So, yun. Sabi nila, nag-lend sila sa akin ng money to start the business. Tapos, kaso mo, yung nalend nga din nila is medyo kulang pa din. Kasi in terms of that amount, yung amount kasi na kailangan is sobrang 50,000 tapos konti pa lang din yung nag-gather kong money.
Mm-mm.
So, nandun kasi yung advertising cost, meron pa din yung mga material cost, inventory cost, stock cost, tapos may mga maintenance pa. So, there's a lot of expense going on into building your own e-commerce store. So, at that time, alam din ng girlfriend ko na nag-venture out ako dun sa e-commerce industry na yun.
Mm-mm.
So, gusto ko mag-establish ng business into e-commerce. So, she actually offered to lend help in terms of the money. So, yun. So, while I'm actually doing the e-commerce store, long story short, the business failed. Yeah, it actually failed. My first product, second product, third product, fourth product, they're all failed. Kasi at that time, wala talaga akong experience or whatsoever. I didn't have any guide, courses, or what.
Mm-mm.
Yung foundation ko lang in terms of para makapag-start ng business is yung YouTube, yung internet, yung
Free
yeah,
resources.
yung resources na meron ko, yun lang talaga. Yung Facebook groups, yung mga e-commerce groups, tapos yung mga webinars ng mga e-commerce masters. So that's it. So I have no guidance whatsoever, nada. So, yun nga, she offered me to help. Tapos yun nga, yung business na yun nag-failed. So, at that time, at the age of 22, I was at my lowest point. So, yung lowest point na yun, yung sobrang dami kong debt, like 100,000 ata yung nakuha kong yung utang nun. Kasi meron pa sa bank, meron pang advertising cost na pending pa. Tapos meron pa din kami dun sa CC. So, madaming debt pa ako na iipon na at that time. So, at 22, yung naipon ko is utang talaga. So, sobrang stress ako nun. Sobrang depressed. Hindi ko alam anong gagawin ko. I don't know what to do really. But one of the most good thing about me is that nakakita pa rin ako, nagiging optimistic pa rin ako kahit gano'ng kalaki yung problems.
Silver lining, kumbaga.
Yeah. I'm still optimistic. So, sabi ko, na-realize ko na, this is only a problem. This is a problem that can be solved and yeah, it's still just a problem. So, na-realize ko yun. Tapos sabi ko sa sarili ko na sa tingin ko kailangan ko na maghanap ng job. So, yung job na yun, sabi ko, I needed the job and I need it fast kasi yung mga interest nagpa-piling up, ganyan. So, yun, medyo mahirap din kasi nung time na yun. So, at that time, sabi ko sa sarili ko, if mahanap na rin lang naman din ako ng job, I need to make sure na yung job is aligned do sa venture na gusto kong kunin, which is yung e-commerce. Plus, I need to make sure na yung business na yun is somewhat startup company. Kasi ang goal ko is to, kasi yung mostly yung startup companies, ang kadalasan yun is fewer employees lang sila. Kadalasan dun sa mga employees na yun is nag-wear sila ng multiple hats within the company itself. So I have the opportunity to learn every process there is within the e-commerce industry. So lahat ng strategies, lahat ng process, lahat ng everything about them, methods, stuff like that. Malalaman ko. Yeah. So yun yung naging turning point ko. Tapos kaso ang problema nun at that time is wala talaga akong mahanap na e-commerce industry na makakapag dito sa Philippines. Like, I'm not sure. Probably hinahanap ko lang siya sa wrong place. I don't know. Hindi ko alam siguro yung place kung saan dapat ako maghahanap. Pero yun, wala talaga akong mahanap. Until one time, naalala ko nga pala na si Coach Lish is may pinopost na mga opportunities about Amazon selling. Okay. So na-curious ako. So I did my research, stuff like that. Tapos yun, nung nag-did ko yung research, napunta ako dun sa mga vlogs mo, Nikki. Dun ako napunta sa mga vlogs mo as I was doing my research. Sabi ko, okay, so meron palang ganito na niche na Amazon na pwede kang maging VA, pwede kang mag-work. Tapos, yun pa, align pa siya sa e-commerce na gusto kong pasukin. Yun nga lang, ibang niche siya. Hindi siya yung Shopee na ginagawa before, but now, it's actually yun sa Amazon. So, it's actually great. So, sabi ko, okay. Tapos nakikita ko siya na may mga nakikita kasi ako ng mga job po, yung mga interviews mo na yung mga bata nag-earn ng 120,000. Sabi ko,
galing mo.
Yung galing, sabi ko, 20 years old, below 25 years old, I think. Nag-earn sila ng 20 years old, ng 120,000 pesos. Sabi ko, ginagawa nitong mga to, ba't ganito lalaki yung mga kinikita nitong mga to? So I did my research. Yun nga, bininge watch ko almost all of your vlogs in terms of the Amazon VA. Tapos yun, yung isa sa mga na nakapagpabudol sa akin talaga. Yeah, nakapagpabudol. But in a good way, yeah. It's nakapagpabudol sa akin talaga to enroll in the ASVA. But there's actually a problem at that time. Since yun nga, ni-research ko, tinignan ko yung course nga. Tapos still I don't have the money kasi dun at that time. So I still don't have the money.
Tapos may utang pa, di ba?
Yeah, I'm in debt pa. So, 100,000, mahigit na 100,000 pa din kasi yun. So, sabi ko, paano to? Hindi ko alam ang gagawin. Tapos, yun, nandito na naman yung girlfriend ko. Alam na naman niya kasi na naghahanap din ako ng solution. So, yung girlfriend ko kasi is actually very supportive sa akin talaga. So, she's actually supporting me sa emotional, tapos sa minsan financial din talaga, if kaya talaga. So, yun. She offered again to help, lend me na money para makapag-enroll dun sa Elite Masterclass. So yun, that's the time na how I actually transitioned from being, yun nga, so previous na sino ko and right now to being Amazon VA. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for that sharing, Mark. And for being honest kung ano talaga yung pinagdaanan mo. And amazing kasi at an early age, saka ang ganda nung pinaghuhugutan mo why you wanted to start an e-commerce business because you wanted your dad to come back. So, if it's okay to ask, so during the pandemic, yung dad mo hindi pa rin siya umuwi, like he still stayed abroad to work?
Actually, nakauwi na siya nito lang. Kaso 2 years, inabot ng 2 years bago talaga siya makauwi. Kasi usually, ang uwi niya is every 6 months. Kaso ngayon, since the pandemic nga, sobrang higpit, sobrang nakakatakot din. So, 2 years nandun lang sila sa Vietnam. So, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, going back to what I mentioned, and then at the age of 32, nabaon ka sa utang because of that risk na you took.
Yeah, 22.
And natutuwa ako kasi meron naman tayong 50-50, magiging successful, magiging failure. It's just that on your end, it didn't turn out well and in-acknowledge mo naman on yourself na you just relied on free stuff. But at the end of the day, sinabi mo sa sarili mo na this is just one problem and I can solve that. And not all people can think that way because ako kahit minsan may times na ang sarap magwallow sa self-pity. Na parang, I'm the victim here, and stuff like that. And it also highlights the importance of having a very supportive partner or environment, diba?
Yeah.
That would support your ideas, that would encourage you to try again.
Mm.
So, when you made another attempt to take a risk, kasi aminin natin, risk na naman to.
Yeah.
So, pumasok ka sa pag-enroll. Because ito, I'll be straight sa mga viewers natin by getting a paid program, it doesn't guarantee na you're gonna have a client, na you're gonna be successful because it would just provide you with the tools and knowledge. So, in your case, it's another risk. At maglabas ka na naman ng pera. Oo, di ba?
Last resort ka na yan.
On top of your existing. So, hindi ko dinidiscourage yung mga nanonood, but I just want to lay down, the different scenarios for you to have an informed decision if you think this is something na you wanna go through din, di ba? Totoo. So, in your case, hindi ka ba nagdalawang isip na, shucks, nag-fail na ako sa una, tapos ito, naglabas na naman kami ng money, like, baka mag-fail ulit. Like, did it ever come across your mind?
Well, it actually came across in my mind because it's inevitable. Let's face it. Nandiyan yung doubts. Nandiyan yung magre-risk ka na naman. Tapos, yun nga, may utang ka pa. Tapos, on top of that, papatong na naman sa utang. So, nandun pa din yung doubt. Sabi ko sa sarili ko na, sa tingin ko ba mag-work to? Kasi yun nga, maglalabas na naman ako pera, utang pa to ulit. Tapos risk na naman. So, yeah. So, dumating din sa point na na-realize ko rin na, sige, risk ko na ulit. I have to take a leap of faith. Sabi ko. I have to make sure na may solution na talaga ako doon sa current problem. Kasi if wala akong gagawin, I'm gonna stay forever doon sa current situation ko. So, I have to make sure na meron akong magagawa. I have to take action so that I can be able to provide solution for my current problem. So yun lang yung nagiging turning point ko, yung nagiging foundation ko para sabihin ko na, sige, I have to risk it. Kasi I have a dream. I have a dream din naman kasi I have a goal. So if you have a goal that you actually set, and you gotta make sure that that goal is really to be fulfilled. Yun nga, gagawin mo na paraan para ma-achieve nga yung goal na yun. So yun.
Makes sense. And sabi nga nila, if your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. Kasi, ibig sabihin, na-overpower siya ng fear mo, ng doubts mo. So, you really have to step up the game, to motivate yourself. So, after mong mag-enroll, how was the experience when you were starting out, when you started consuming the materials and attending the mentorship? Kasi you took the elite package, which consists of accountability calls and one-on-one coaching. So, how was the experience for you?
At first, it's actually great. Kasi from a person who didn't come from any course before na nag-venture out sa e-commerce industry, tapos ngayon may course. So, it's actually great para sa akin. Kasi nandun yung lahat, kompleto na halos eh. Nandun na yung information about doing the product listings, inventory management, doing the product research, may mga strategies pa, even the PPC, as well as yung sa mga how you can actually land a client, how to do the cover letters and stuff like that. So, nandun. So, yun yung isa sa mga mga great nakakapagpawaw sa akin na sabihin ko na hindi ko siya nakakuha nung ginagawa ko pala yung nag-venture out pa lang ako sa e-commerce before. Kasi DIY. So, sobrang hirap before. Tapos right now, medyo mas madali na siya kasi nga, nandun na yung meron kang feedback ng coaches, stuff like that, from one-on-one coaching. Tapos, which is magagamit mo sa mga, sa mga pag-a-apply sa mga clients, stuff like that. So, yun.
Nice. So, when you finished the course, so, kailan, if I may ask, kailan ka nag-enroll and kailan mo natapos yung program?
Nag-enroll ako if I'm not mistaken, last year ng March. By the end of March ata, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, parang ngayon, parang anniversary mo ata.
Yeah, it's actually anniversary nga.
Okay, so end of March. Tapos, how long did it? Kasi yung course, guys, it's an 8-week program. Pero you'll have, 12 months of access sa modules. But in your case, Mark, how long did it take you to finish it?
Well, it actually take me for at least, I believe, 3 months ata, 2 to 3 months. Kasi yung yung sabi mo nga, 8 months kasi yung sa coaching sessions, sa elite. Tapos almost 2 months yun. Tapos additional month kasi inaaral ko pa din kasi. Tapos nung March, di ba nag-enroll ako? By the end of March. So August, if I'm not mistaken, August ata. First week ng August, doon ako nagkaroon ng first client.
Oh, so April, May, June, July, August. So
Almost 5 months
5
din.
months. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how was the experience when you were looking for your very first client? Kasi, eto guys, real talk din. Hindi naman dahil nag-paid program kayo, magiging instant magnet, client
Yeah.
magnet kayo. It's an advantage, an edge, because as compared to other candidates, meron na kayong baon. Kumbaga may bala na kayo. Pero hindi naman porket binaril mo, target agad siya. Like, bullseye agad yung makukuha mo. So, it might take some time or may learning curve, kumbaga.
Yeah.
So, in your case, ano yung mga challenges mo na encounter when you were looking for your very first client?
Well, one of my struggles before nung naghahanap ako ng client ko is almost all of the clients are looking for someone with experience. Yeah. Common yan. And makikita mo dun sa mga job posting nila na hinahanap nila is 1 to 2 years experience, 2 to 3 years experience. Tapos meron din yung mga post na, wag kang mag-a-apply dito kapag wala kang experience, di ba? Mga ganong
instances. May ganun talaga.
May ganun talaga.
Parang wag yun ang sayangin oras namin. Ganon.
Yeah. So, nakaka-intimidate. So, nakakatakot din mag-apply. So, this has been my struggle ever since, before. No, I've been starting out. And I've sent out hundreds of applications before bago ko actually nakuha yung first ever client ko. And I'm sure na hindi lang talaga ako yung nakakagawa nito, yung hundreds of applications yung na-send out nila. Madami din. So, hindi lang ako. Kaya umabot din ako ng bandang August na bago ako nakakuha ng client talaga. Kasi sobrang hirap niya sa umpisa. Minsan kalaban mo pa talaga yung sarili mo. Nandiyan yung mga katamaran, yung mga madidisappoint ka, sabi mo sa sarili mo, tao ba itong patato na tinataha ko? Yung mga ganong instances.
Exactly. Oo, na parang iki-question mo na.
Yeah.
Parang, does it really work? Na parang, baka para sa kanila talaga yun.
Yeah.
Diba?
Baka hindi para sa akin.
Hindi pa sa akin. Not realizing na it's actually part of the process and everyone underwent that. Of course, may mga outliers tayo na sinasabi. Yung mga hindi nahirapan na parang, ang bilis, parang 2 weeks. Pero may mga ganun talagang tao and situations. But for the rest of us na, alam mo yun, na nasa normal, regular na halimaw, ano tayo? Parang we go through that kind of process. So, nasabi mo kanina, karamihan nga ng mga posts na nagre-require ng tawag dito, experience. So, is there a time na ina-applyan mo pa rin yung mga ganun? Except yung mga yung walang nakalagay na na wag kayong mag-apply kung wala kayong 1 to 2 years. Pero yung mga halimbawa, nagsabi lang sila pero parang welcoming naman yung post sila, nag-a-apply ka pa rin?
Yes, nag-a-apply pa rin ako. And you know, Nikki, one of the things that actually helped me overcome those type of challenges is actually yung modules ni ASVA. And yung feedbacks from my coaches. Kasi based dun sa napag-aralan ko dun sa mga modules and feedbacks na nakuha ko from the assignments that I had as well, definitely I know that I'm well-equipped with the knowledge and that I need and be able to execute every task there is na ina-ask ni client or dun sa job post. So, etong feedbacks kasi nandito yung tinatawag na, nandito yung malalaman mo kung what areas in the assignment yung nagawa mong mali, nagawa mong tama. So, yun yung magiging foundation mo to say na, eto nalaman ko yung mali ko, ito yung nalaman ko yung tama ko. So, I can be able to execute every task there is. So, this learning has been given me the courage to apply and apply and apply. Kahit na wala akong experience, kahit yung experience ko is beginner lang talaga. As in yung foundation ko is yung course. That's it. So, kahit yung mga application ko, yung mga nare-require na application is 1 to 2 years experience, 2 to 3 years experience, ina-applyan ko talaga. Kasi meron akong foundation that I can definitely say na I'm well-equipped. I'm well-equipped with the knowledge and the training, stuff like that. Para masabi ko na kahit wala akong experience, I can still apply. Exactly. I can be able to execute every task there is dun sa nila, sa asking nila. And also,
very well said ha. Pero during the interview ba, na-ask pa rin ba if may experience ka? Like, have you worked with other clients? And how were you able to answer those questions?
Yung mga questions na yung katulad nun, tinatanong ka anong experience mo, tapos sabihin sa akin, kadalasan kasi sinasabi sa akin, wala kang experience. So, ang hinahanap kasi namin is 1 to 2 years experience. Kadalasan may mga ganong instances. So, ang ending, kasi hindi talaga ako natanggap. Pero ang ginagawa ko kasi is, sinasabi ko sa kanila, yes, I don't have any experience. But, I did have a course that actually helps me understand on the basic process there is, from the basic to advanced process there is in terms of this kind of task, specific task, let's say product listing. And you know, I have the course that I have, which is yung ASVA nga. So yun yung sinasabi ko sa kanila na meron akong foundation na nakakumuha ako ng course, nag-invest ako, and na interested ako na seryoso ako na makuha yung yung ganong klaseng Kasi
Exactly.
nag-invest nga ako.
Commitment yan.
Yeah.
Oo, commitment yan. And to add to that, okay lang naman. Actually, we encourage you guys to be honest na sabihin nyo talaga kung wala kayong experience or not. And the good news is, you learn from seasoned VAs. The creator, and hanggang ngayon, ina-update pa rin yung course, are seasoned mentors, seasoned VAs, which means that the skills that you're gonna be acquiring came from those people who are already experts in that field. And in that sense, if gusto nila experts yung i-hire nila with the same skill set, mas mahal yung i-charge.
Yeah.
But as you, since bago pa lang kayo sa industry na to, they can enjoy the same level of, not really level, but the same skill set na proven na yun talaga yung meron yung mga experts at a more reasonable price. Kasi yun nga yung pinagkaiba. Experience, yung isa wala. And the least that you could, di ba, parang the least that I would do if I am starting out is screw up on my first try. Di ba? It sucks to screw up on our first try. So, you can tell your prospect na you can rest assured na hindi ko sasayangin na I will not waste the opportunity, and I'll see to it na I'll prove to you that if you choose to hire me, na I'm the one for the job. Because, again, even if wala pa akong client, I already did the work. I already invested. That's commitment, di ba?
Yeah.
While most people would do the same thing that we did, kasi kapag sure na, di ba ganon? Hindi dapat guarantee, so saka ko lang gagawin. In my case, I already did the work kahit hindi pa sure. So that speaks a lot with my personality, di ba? Speaks a lot of my personality. So actually, you could spin that parang galing you can turn that seemingly disadvantageous trait or, di ba, dehadong situation into a powerful parang comeback, di ba? Comeback for them to realize na ito yung kaya mong i-bring sa table. Yeah. So, yan. Thank you for sharing. And for my next question, so when you finally found your client, how did the process go? Like, paano mo siya nahanap? How did the interview go? And paano niya sinabi sa'yo na ikaw yung i-hire niya?
Okay. Well, in terms of this one, basically, I have 3 strategies kasi din into landing my first client and ever second client nung nakuha ko. So, first and foremost, when I was actually sending out my application, madami din talaga hindi pumapansin. Dumating sa point na, yun nga, nakwento ko this hundreds of applications yung na-send out ko. Tapos, pero wala pa rin talaga. But one thing that I've learned throughout my journey is that that helped me land my first client is to continuously optimize your strategy. That's how you do it. Kasi there's no one strategy really that works for everyone, to be honest. And it's a matter of never-ending optimization until you get to a point where you're actually know what strategy actually is going to work for you. So yun yung isang bala na ginamit ko. And yung ginagamit kong template before when I was actually submitting nung mga application is yung general template. In general template na to, na ginagamit ko mostly na lahat, nandun yung yung compiled na experience na sabihin natin yung mga na-learn ko within the ASVA, nandun yung product listing, PPC, inventory management, stuff like that. So nandun yung experiences, yung courses na kinuha, and nandun yung ending statement like if mag-schedule ka ng discovery call to see if you're actually a great fit. Nice. So yun yung compiled na strategy na nandun lahat sa yung lahat ng process na yun nandun sa isang cover letter, which I found out na it doesn't work, that yung ganong class ng strategy. So what I found out na need mo pala is to tailor fit. Somehow tailor fit yung cover letter mo dun sa mismong hinahanap ni client. So yun yung isa sa ways na nalaman ko na yun nga, kailangan mong gawin. Huwag kang maging tamad, kailangan kung sa PPC lang dapat yung cover letter mo. Sa listing, sa pang-listing lang talaga yung cover letter mo. So wag yung gagawin na na yung tipong cover letter mo is send to all talaga. So
exactly. Yeah. Guys, this is gold ha. Tama yung sinabi ni Mark. And mas maganda kasi kapag yung iba pa nga meron silang resume and cover letter for every type of position. PPC, listing, inventory management, tapos naka-prepare na yon.
Yeah.
Kasi magpe-prepare ka talaga, guys. Hindi yung parang kung kailan ka magsasubmit, parang dun ka palang magagahol sa oras. So, dun pa lang, may initial preparation ka talaga para at least when you send out your applications, easier as mas efficient. Ayun. So,
and specific. Yeah.
So, sabi mo kanina 3 strategy. So, that's one strategy. Sabi mo, optimize mo. Okay. So, ano pa yung dalawang strategies?
Now, for the second strategy naman is, ang ginawa ko is in terms of the interview naman.
Okay.
So, sa interview, I have a lot of failed interviews, disappointing interviews, awkward interviews. So, madami. It's inevitable. So, sa first few interviews mo, do expect na you will fail. It's inevitable. May mga swerte na pumapasa, because probably that's yun yung ata yung oras nila para pumasa. So, but most of the time, understand that you will fail. But it's actually a good thing. Why? Because it means that you are taking action. It means that you are one step ahead from who you are yesterday. So in terms of the interviews kasi, I really don't memorize my interview answers or questions. So kasi nandun yung pwede ka ma-blackout in terms of the interview. So I make sure that I know myself pretty well on what I can be able to execute and offer to the table. So I make sure of that. And how do I actually do that? It's actually from the feedbacks that I had and assignments that I had from the ASVA Masterclass. So kasi meron din dun yung mga feedbacks ng coaches dun sa mga assignment na sobrang importante sa akin to know if I did great or not within that specific assignment that I had. Just mga product research, mga product listing creation, supplier sourcing, stuff like that. So, yun yung naging foundation ko to be able to know what I'm really capable of. So, also, I make sure na every time na I gone into an interview, I make sure na I reflect. I reflect on the things that what went wrong or what went right. Kasi doon sa interview, I think pwede ka atang mag-ask ng feedback dun sa mga interviewer.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's actually an additional thing na pwede mong gawin. Just ask the interviewer na, ano kayo nangyari? Parang in the formal way naman. Ano nangyari? What went wrong, what went right during the interview? So, yun. Tapos, kino-compile ko kasi lahat ng interview questions, lahat ng failed interview ko, lahat ng questions nung sa interview, dun sa lahat ng naging failed interviews ko, and use it to prepare for the next interview and the next interview. Through this strategy, dito ko talaga nahanap yung first ever client ko. So continuous optimization ng mga answers ko in terms of the interview, and yun yan, always make sure na yun yung strategy na ginagamit ko within that.
Ang galing. Hindi ko ginagawa yan. Yung nagko-compile ng interview, tapos magre-reflect. Kasi oo nga when you reflect, tapos you put it into writing, tapos kita mo, ay shucks, ang cringe ng answer ko. Like, I can do better than this, di ba? Tapos, minsan pa nga may mga interviewers na. Kaya huwag kayo matatakot sa interviewers kasi minsan sila pa yung nagbibigay ng bala sa inyo for your next interview. Sasabihin nila na, okay naman yung answer mo, pero ito kasi yung hinahanap na. Pero, ganon ha, sige. Sa next kong interview, I'm gonna use that as an ammunition, to get closer to that yes from a client. Nice. And lastly, your third strategy, ano pang
So yung last strategy naman is based on optimizing your profile and CV and resume. So nung time na nasa first client ko pa ako, I always make sure na proactive ako within the company. To the point na lahat ng process na gusto kong matutunan sa kanila, ipopropose ko sa kanila. Na willing akong gawin yung mga process na yun without any additional to the pay. Kasi yung goal ko nun at that time is not to earn. Though meron akong debt pa na binabayaran at that time. Pero yung pinaka-goal ko kasi beginner pa lang ako, is to hone my skills, my expertise, and gain experience from that one. So, through that, nandun yung from VA, becoming an assistant manager na ako doon sa company, sa first client ko.
Wow, congrats! Just because you took initiative, di ba?
Yeah, I always took initiative.
Sincere, genuine interest to help them.
Yeah, so yun. Tapos, ang first ever task ko nun sa kanila is really in terms of the wholesale kasi. First is contacting brands or distributors lang. Hanggang sa nahawakan ko na yung mga process in terms of product listings, PPC, and account health management. So dumating na ako sa point na yun yung mga hinahawakan ko sa kanila. Actually, 7 months na ako dun sa sa first ever client ko. Tapos, throughout my journey dun sa company na yun, every time na may bagong task akong nahawakan, I make sure na nilalagay ko agad sila sa CV, sa profile, sa LinkedIn, sa Upwork, sa online jobs. Always make sure na to optimize every time na meron akong nakukuhang new tasks, new learnings, stuff like that. So, ina-optimize ko siya. Tapos, I make sure na yung sa mga CV, resume, tapos yung mga experience ko dun sa may online jobs as well as LinkedIn is in terms of may mga data. Specific data, measurable data. Like sabihin natin, within 1 month nakakapag-gather of ng 800 leads, stuff like that. So, it has to be specific. Tapos, yun nga, this is where actually my second client actually reach out to me via online jobs.
Okay.
Tapos, sabi nila sa akin, would you be interested in applying because I'm looking for someone who can manage and grow my business or Amazon brand. Sabi lang yun. So, yung una, wholesale. Ngayon, yung etong second client is private label, which is fit dun sa course na, which is yung ASVA. So, ako, chinek ko yung job posting nila. Tapos, nung nakita ko yung job posting nila, nalumuha ako. Kasi, ang hinahanap nila is 2 to 3 years experience. Eh ako at that time, ang experience ko is nasa 7 months lang. Hinahanap nila listing and PPC. So, sabi ko sa sarili ko, 2 to 3 years experience? Baka hindi ako matanggap nito. Panigurado hindi ako matatanggap nito. Pero sige lang, sendan ko lang.
Little voice, my little voice. Ayan.
Kung practice lang, sige, sendan ko na. At that time, sinubukan ko siyang ulit. Nagsumubo kasi ako ng ibang strategy naman doon sa cover letter. Kasi, nagsumusubok talaga ako ng different strategy in terms of doing the cover letters, interviews and stuff like that. So, sumubok ako na ang different cover letter strategy. Wala na yung tailor fit ng experience, mga ganun, nilagay ko sa cover letter ko before. So, ang ginawa ko ngayon is yung art of seduction ni Coach Ryan. Yeah.
Okay.
So, understanding really what your client needs and what prompt them to really look for a VA or a senior Amazon account manager. So, need ko malaman where they're actually coming from. So, bakit sila naghahanap ng ganong klaseng VA. So, at that time, nung tinitignan ko, nag-send ako ng application sa kanila. At that time, sabi ko, kalimutan ko tuloy. Sabi ko na, I have actually 2 questions for you. Una, naglagay ako ng headline doon sa cover letter. Tapos second, naglagay ako ng I have 2 questions for you. 1, how long have you been selling on Amazon? And number 2, what is actually the obstacles that you're actually facing right now that led you to actually look for a senior Amazon account manager? So yun, nag-reply sila sa akin. Tapos sabi nila, pinuwento na nila yung situation nila, current situation, yada-yada. Tapos yun, nagbigay sila ng interview link. Tapos dun sa interview link na yun, yung interview link na yun, hindi siya live, recorded siya. So yun, as I was actually going through that interview, na-realize ko na sobrang pumubor sa akin lahat ng questions. Yeah. Kasi yung questions na yun, na meron sila, yun yung mga questions na kinompile ko before, in-optimize ko before, dun sa mga previous past failed interviews ko. So sabi ko, pabor na pabor sa akin yung mga questions, nakakatuwa naman. So yun. Tapos, nung after ng interview, nag-respond back sila sa akin, sabi sa akin, hey, Mark, can I have your time para sa Skype interview? Kasi we're impressed about in terms of your resume as well as your answer into the interview questions. So yun, nag-interview na kami, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos dumating sa na interview na, di ba? Yung sa interview naman, may sinubukan ulit ako sa ibang strategy. Yung strategy na to is sinasabi sa amin ni Coach Irene before na take control of the call. Okay. Yeah. So, etong take control of the call naman, ikaw yung talagang una magsasalita within the call. So, ang goal kasi dito sa take over the call, tsaka applying the art of seduction is really, you're not there to impress. You're there to know the pain points of your clients. You know what they're coming from. You know what you need to know what their specific objectives, why they need a VA or a senior Amazon account manager. So, yun yung kailangan ko malaman at the time. Sa utak ko, hindi ko iniisip na I'm there to impress. I'm there to get the job. No. What I'm there for is I need to understand them. So, ang ginawa ko is, first and foremost, sabi ko kasi, more on general lang kasi yung sinabi nilang kwento dun sa dun sa chat nung nagsabi ako na anong obstacle yung fina-face. More on general lang yung sinabi. Tapos,
Usually ganun talaga. Oo, hindi ka nila bibigyan talaga ng specific.
tapos sa interview, sinabi ko sa kanila na this is what I know so far. And what I really want to know is what specific problems or obstacles you're actually facing right now. Do you have problems in terms of optimizing listings? Do you have problems or obstacles in terms of doing your PPC or your ACOS is actually...
Kumbaga, inisa-isa mo na yung possible na pwede nila. Nice, okay. Taking control. Nice.
Yeah, inisa-isa ko talaga. Tapos yun, kinuwento niya na ulit lahat ng issue, lahat ng current situation nila, yung plans nila for ahead, bakit sila nag-aano. So yun nga, nalaman ko na meron silang 4 na brands, tapos going 3 brands pala, sorry. Tapos looking pa sila magbukas ng additional brand, private label din. Okay. So yun, doon ko nalaman yung current situation nila, current plan. Tapos noon, yung nag-go na yung interview, nagpaalam na kami sa isa't isa kasi may sinabi sila na may interviewin pa daw silang 2 tao. So yan. So nagbabay na kami, nagpaalam na kami doon sa interview. Tapos mamaya-maya nagbihis na ako lahat-lahat. Tapos 30 seconds nag-chat. Sabi
30
sa akin,
seconds?
30 seconds. Makakabalik ka ba sa call? kailangan ko bumalik ka sa call, mga ganyan. Pero sabi ko, hindi pa ako nakapagbihis na ako lahat-lahat.
Tapos mo magbihis Char?
Pero nagbihis na ako, saglit lang. Bad lang. Tapos yun, sabi ko, sige, I can be able to come back to the call. Kaso, ang ginawa niya lang pala niyan, tinanong na lang niya ako ng 2 questions sa chat, sa Skype. Sabi niya, when can you be able to start? Second, what is your asking salary? Sabi niya ganun. Tapos, sinabi ko, yun nga, makapag-start ako sa gintong date. Tapos, kasi may previous client pa ako, kailangan ko pa mag-resign, ganyan. Kailangan ko pang i-set yung parang i-fix yung titira kong task sa kanila, mga ganyan. Tapos, yung sa asking salary ko, etong sa asking salary ko kasi is eto na yung naging asking salary ko ever since. Okay. Pinanindigan ko na siya throughout hanggang sa makakuha ko itong current client, second client ko. So yun, yung naging foundation ko on paano ko nakuha yung mga current clients ko ngayon. So,
ang galing. So, if I may ask, binigay ba nila yung asking?
Binigay nila. Kasi
No questions asked? Like parang, kasi 2 to 3 years yung hinahanap namin, tapos 7 months ka pa lang na experience. Yeah. So, di ba sila nag-lowball? Hindi
sila nag-lowball. Kasi ang sabi nila, sure, I can start. Kasi range yung sinabi ko. Sinabi ko yung pinaka gusto ko talagang salary, tapos dinagdagan ko lang ng konti.
I like it.
Dagdagan ko lang.
Yes, wag mo talagang i-box yung sarili mo. Kung halimbawa, kung 50 gusto mo, gawin mong 50 to 70.
Yeah.
Kasi 'di ba, para at least kahit mag-gitna sila, panalo ka pa rin kahit yung 50 yung kunin nila.
Win-win, 'di ba?
Win-win ka pa din. Wow, ang galing, guys. Grabe. Kahit ako, parang nag-refresher ako ng ASVA course because of your sharing, Mark. And ang daming gold nuggets. So I hope, guys, you're taking notes sa mga strategies na ginawa ni Mark. And thank you. You're very generous, Mark, na hindi ka nag-atubiling mag-share ng mga tips na nag-work sa'yo. And I hope people would really take advantage sa mga shinare mo ngayon. And of course, syempre, mga tao ngayon, for sure, they're happy for you. I'm happy for you. And they're curious. Kamusta naman ang compensation as someone who's been an Amazon VA for at least 7 months. So in terms of my sa salary ko naman, it's actually almost 5 times nung previous salary ko doon sa first client ko. Almost 5 times na siya. 5 times?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just stick with it dun sa asking salary ko, dun sa mga previous interviews ko, kahit nag-fail sila. So naging consistent lang ako, nag-stick lang ako dun sa na yun. Kaya nagkuha ko rin yung rate na gusto ko.
Wow, pero eto, matanong ko lang. Since 5 times siya ng salary mo sa previous client mo, was there a time or moment na feeling mo hindi ka sure kung deserve mo yung salary na yun? Okay. But what made you choose that to still ask for it anyway?
Yeah. I think one of the factors na sa tingin ko nakapag-ano sa akin into sticking to that kind of rate is sabihin natin, kasi nung mga first few months pa lang ako doon sa first client ko, hindi ko deserve talaga yung ganong klaseng rate. Kasi I have less experience. Ang experience ko lang is more on the product contacting brands of distributor at that time plus yung course. So at the time hindi ko talaga deserve for me. Nararamdaman ko yung point na yun. Pero dumating din sa point na na-realize ko na at some point yung after 7 months na yun, yung sabihin natin 4 months to 7 months doon na ako nag-ask ng ganong klaseng rate kasi madami na rin kasi ako na experience na task before. Sa tingin ko na through my experiences dun sa previous client ko na yun nga naguhon ako ng skills, expertise, stuff like that, experience. Nakukuha ko na yung mga product listing optimization, product listing creation, PPC, and account health management. And I think I have enough strategy for me to be able to ask for that kind of asking salary. So yun yung naging foundation ko to believe. Plus naniwala lang ako sa sarili ko na ito talaga yung gusto kong rate. And para maging satisfied talaga ako. It's all about satisfaction. What actually satisfies you the most.
Exactly. And it's true din talaga na you can grow confidence over time.
Yeah.
Kasi lalo na kapag na-i-implement mo na siya. Tapos imagine from sabi mo, una mong ginagawa is reach out sa mga brands and
distributors.
Distributors. Tapos bigla ikaw na yung naging manager at a short period of time, and to be able to be promoted, yung ganung jump from one role to another, it means that you've proven yourself time and again na you deserve that job because hindi ka naman ipopromote kung wala kang nade-deliver na results. And plus, of course, Art of Seduction, isa rin yan sa mga naging key players ng pagbo-boost ng confidence ko kasi iba yung mindset na saka shift na tinuturo doon kung how...
Bago talaga.
Diba? Parang ako, mind blown. So, happy ako na may ganun na sa loob ng ASVA. Nice. And guys, ang ganda rin nung naging strategy ni Marc. Because sa umpisa, hindi siya talaga nag-focus sa kung magkano yung sasahurin niya. Despite na sabi mo nga kanina, marami ka pang bayarin. But more on honing your skills and implementing ano yung natutunan mo. And ang maganda nga kasi sa freelancing, hindi mo kailangan ng 2 years, 3 years sa isang client bago ka lumipat sa isang client. Marc is already the living proof na sa tingin mo, after 6 months, after 7 months, confident ka na, kaya mo nang i-times 5 yung current rate mo.
Yeah.
Then find that client, di ba? And ganda rin yung ginawa ni Marc na bago siya nag-resign, sinecure niya muna yung client. Hindi naman kailangan mag-resign eh. You can do it on the side, guys. So, yun. Thank you. Ang dami ko natutunan. And for my last question, Marc, if there's one ultimate advice na mabibigay mo ngayon sa mga nakikinig sa'yo ngayon na aspiring Amazon VAs, what would that be and why?
The ultimate advice that I can actually give to aspiring ASVA people is actually one of the from the graduation speech of Denzel Washington. You gotta have a goal. Having a dream is really not enough. Dreaming of achieving something is really not enough. You gotta have a goal. Either it's specific goal, general goal, daily goal, monthly goal, or what. You gotta have a goal. And so that you have a clear path or a specific path, or in order for you to be able to have a clear path of what's ahead of you. So you need to have the goal and understand to achieve those goals, you must apply discipline and consistency in everything you do. Having a great skill, expertise, and experience is really not enough. You can have, let's say, an expertise in terms of this field, but really doesn't guarantee you anything that can actually give you in terms of getting a client. So yung makapag-guarantee sa'yo in terms of getting a client is being consistent in what you do. What do I mean by consistency? In terms of consistency, this is the same point of Simon Sinek about leadership, is that little consistent things that you do in order to improve yourself every day. Like consistency in optimizing your cover letter, profile, interview answers, CVs, and resumes. All those boring, consistent little things is what is gonna lead us to or get us results that we actually want. So you can submit 50 applications per day and never get a client, or you can be able to submit 5 to 10 optimized application per day and just fundamentally believe that that's actually the right course of action and stick with it. I'm not sure that what exactly day, month, year, or specific date that you're gonna get a client, but sooner or later you will get a client. And always remember that it's not about the intensity of your work; it's always about consistency at what you do. Always take action, fail forward, trust the process, and always remember na if you haven't landed a client yet or yung sa mga interviews is fail, tapos yung mga cover letter is you didn't actually get a response. Always remember that's probably God's protection for you. And if it's somehow you did receive response from your clients and be able to get that job or job offer, then it's probably God's direction for you. So that's it.
Wow, thank you so much, Mark. And ito, pahabol question na lang. So, you started off kasi na sabi mo, one of your goals is makapag-e-commerce, mapauwi si daddy mo, and mabayaran yung debt mo. So, may ilan na ba doon na na-achieve mo after some time?
Right now,
So, ask.
Yeah. Well, yung sa debt naman, tapos na siya, actually. Yeah. Tapos na siya.
Congrats.
Yeah. Tapos yung sa ano naman is, yung sa father ko naman, yung gusto ko we're still getting there. Kasi medyo malaki din yung kailangan niya. We're still getting there. So yun.
Wow. And yung e-commerce store mo, mga kailan mo siya parang may gusto mo pa ba siyang i-restart or
I'm actually planning to focus now in terms of Amazon na selling. Yun na yung gusto kong goal na. Kasi since dito na ako nag-start Dito na yung foundation ko Bakit pa ako pupunta doon sa iba na wala pa akong experience. Pero etong Amazon is actually, meron akong foundation. So, I'm also planning to start my Amazon selling business then. Pero hindi pa ngayon kasi I still have to save a lot of money, stuff like that. Gain a lot of experience. So, yun.
And congrats din sa girlfriend mo kasi yung supportive niya sa'yo.
Yeah, sobra.
Diba? I mean, none of this would have materialized if she didn't support you. Pati yung parents mo, diba? I mean, while most parents would think na hindi kuha ka na lang ng work yung in-line sa trabaho mo, but they supported you, they pushed you, diba? So, ngayon ito na yung hard work natin, nagpe-pay off na. Wait lang kayo. Makakabawi na. Yun. So, thank you so much, Mark, again, for sharing your journey. And to those who are watching up until this end, thank you for tuning in. And if you're wondering what the ASVA Masterclass is, don't worry because in the description box below, we're gonna put there the link to the Masterclass para malaman nyo kung ano yung mga modules, ano yung mga packages, and of course, how much would it be if you want to join the said masterclass. And we also have a free Amazon VA ebook because if you have other questions, if you're thinking para sa akin ba to, is this something that I could do, stuff like that, you'll have an overview of what Amazon VA does and the skill set that's required and paano kami nababayaran sa nangakuha ng client and all that stuff before you go deep dive sa ganitong industry. So again, thank you so much for tuning in sa Amazon Nation, and we'll see you again in our next success story. Bye!
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you appreciate these kinds of content about becoming an Amazon virtual assistant and more, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get more updates whenever we upload new videos. Again, this is your VA expert, Nikki B, and with Amazon Nation, we open possibilities.